I'm joined here by the very handsome and extremely talented Charlie Siem. How are you?
Thank you. Very well.
When did you start playing the violin?
That's perfect. I started when I was 3. So
how does that happen? Just curious. How does that happen when
well,
you're 3 years old?
I heard the violin and I thought that's for me, and I just started.
Wow.
Yeah.
And you've never put it down since?
Well, I have a few times. Yeah.
Has there been a few times? Because obviously, when you learn something as a kid,
yeah.
There's so many times that you're like a few years later, you're like, I want to move on to the saxophone.
Yeah, actually, I wanted to play the trumpet at one point.
Okay.
I remember thinking Louis Armstrong was so cool, and I loved what he did. I thought maybe I should be a trumpet player.
And did you ever?
No, I didn't. Oddly enough, yeah. I mean, I've had moments when I've been like, you know what, I just don't have the energy to practice anymore.
Right.
That's it. But then the next day, I'm sort of like, well, I've come so far.
Right.
I might as well carry on.
And you're performing, you're touring.
Yeah.
Where have you been most excited? Where are you most excited to go?
To be honest, everywhere I play is exciting, because the process of performing, wherever, even if I'm just standing here and playing, it's a challenge, and it's a sort of, for me to somehow connect to the music that I'm playing. And, any stage is a privilege in that sense.
Right.
So wherever the next place is, London on the weekend, I look forward to it.
Yeah, go back home.
Yeah.
Is there one venue that sticks out as being such a great memory, one of your favourites?
I've had some amazing experiences. I mean, I love playing the Albert Hall because in London, because I live right next to the Albert Hall. So it was great for travel. Yeah. Exactly.
What time am I going on? 7 o'clock? Right, be there 5 to 7.
That's it, exactly. I always get the promoters really nervous.
Right.
I'm like, no, it's fine, don't worry, I'll come there. I'll be there 10 minutes before.
Right.
And so they're sort of quivering in their boots, thinking, is he going to come or not?
Watching you, being someone that doesn't play an instrument, you're doing so much. Like, I mean, that's my impression. There's so much going on.
Yeah.
Are you thinking about it while you're doing it, or is it like second nature now?
Yeah, I mean, it's got to be instinctive to a certain extent. I think, you don't want to be limited by the technical aspect of playing the instrument, or else, there's a barrier between you and the music. So I think, that's what, you practice to be able to become fluid and totally organic in the way that you kind of use, it's an extension of your body, as opposed to, you're using your body to somehow manipulate this block of wood to bring some sounds out of it. It's got to be part of your body, and then it's instinctive, and then it's, there's no thought process going on. It's like you're singing through the violin.
You mentioned this block of wood.
Yeah.
It looks like me, I've done a lot of work in history, but it looks like it's from around the 1700s, this wood.
Very accurate, yeah.
Yeah, which is a good wood to get, because it's a damp wood, which is good for music. Is that true?
Well, I don't know about that, but yeah, I mean...
I heard that. But tell us about this violin. I knew nothing about that. I obviously did my research.
Yeah, I was very impressed.
There's an amazing story behind this.
Well, I mean, it's been it's been through some pretty amazing hands. It was made in 1735, and these violins made by Stradivarius and Guarnerius. This was made by Guarnerius. They've had amazing owners, of which we know after sort of 1800. The first 100 years of their lives. Musicians were sort of like servants, so we don't really know who played them then. But once they sort of became prized artifacts, the Prince of Prussia, he owned this in his collection, and the Duke of Campo-Salice was a sort of famous collector as well, he owned it. And then the great violinist Yehudi Menuhin in the 20th century, he played it as well. So amazing to sort of be in touch with it.
Is there anyone that you'd love to get on stage with and play alongside?
Gosh, so many people. Yeah, I mean, there's so many amazing musicians I'd love to play with.
You can pick one, because you never know, dreams might happen.
All right, who should I name? God, I mean, I don't want to sort of say someone and then, you know, that's going to... David Bowie.
Legend.
Pretty cool.
Great choice.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Great choice.
Yeah.
That'd be brilliant. Let's make that happen. Even just to be able to see it.
Next time I'm back, that's
yeah,
it.
let's do it. See, Young Holly will make that happen.
Okay, you will? Okay, great. I'm going to hold you to that one.
Hold us to it.
Yeah.
Hold us to it.
I'm going to.
Charlie?
Yeah.
Let's talk about the magazine and the composition that you wrote.
Well, this is the first piece that I've ever written. I was asked to write a piece of music for CBS Watch magazine, and it's been an amazing process for me. It's been the most exciting project I've done last year, actually, because Jeremy, who is a friend of mine, editor of the magazine, he approached me a year ago and he said, "Would you write a piece?" And I said, "I'm not a composer. It's not the kind of thing that I usually do." And then he came back to me and he said, "Look, are you seriously not going to take up this challenge?" You know, and I thought to myself, actually, yeah, that's a bit, you know, wimpish to sort of avoid taking this on. I thought, actually, maybe I can do this.
Right.
So I did it, and
was there a lot of pressure going into it then? Because it's
not really. I mean, it always. I mean, when Jeremy asked me the second time, I had an idea, and I went away and I sort of put together a sort of small demo, which I played to Jeremy, and he said, "That's the kind of thing. You know, that sounds great." So then I expanded on that. We recorded it in London. And the whole process was just so much fun,
right?
And very satisfying at the same time, because it sort of opened up a whole new world,
right,
for me.
I was going to say, now, is this something that you're definitely going to?
I'd like to do more, definitely. Yeah, I would love to write more stuff now. So yeah.
CBS isn't a bad start to.
That's absolutely.
To start with, Start small.
They got me going. Absolutely. Yeah.
Love that, Charlie. Absolute pleasure. Yeah. Amazing talent, this guy. Very therapeutic stuff. Just listen to it.